Hello, guys. This is Shar. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for returning. Now, look, I pray that this review of certain scenes in last night's episode of Love and Marriage Huntsville is not long. I do not want this video to be 40 minutes. I don't want it to be 35 minutes. I don't even want it to be 30 minutes. I'll do good. I'll feel good if it's like at about no more than about 23, 24 minutes, if that. But I know it's going to be longer because last night's episode was a hot mess. And it's the entitlement for me. The entitlement of certain people on this show and the gall, the utter audacity of certain people on this show. Trisha, Destiny. The entitlement of these two heifers is just jaw-dropping. Now, last night's episode started off where it left off last week with the girls at Nell's bachelorette party. And Sunny walks in. She immediately comes in, sitting next to Mel, greets everybody, hi. It gets stale in the room. It gets quiet. Destiny is looking away because she doesn't want Sunny around. She's still wondering why Sunny's around. Nell wanted her there for whatever reasons why. She said the jury's still out on Sunny for her, and right now she liked her. She wanted her around, so she invited her. The woman came. Destiny is still yet in her feelings about this ish from 2 years ago, a year ago, whatever. Move on, just like Sunny told you. Move on. He married the woman, and he had an opportunity to marry you or get with you more or make it work or try to make it work. And he did. Like he said when he was on Carlos King's show, and I think I'm going to do a separate video when Moses went on Carlos King and had his interview with Dustin. I think I'm going to do a separate video on that. But he tried to make it work to a degree, and it wasn't working for him. Your values and moral compass is not what he was looking for in a wife, so he left you alone. He said that all y'all could be was friends with benefits. That's what he said. That came out of the horse's mouth. Deal with it. The man married someone else. Now, early on, I'll be the first to say I was not feeling Sunny and just the whole hypocrisy of it all, coming on here for clout and all this and that to get a check. I was saying all of that, okay? And I still stand by all that. But in this late in the game, it's like Destiny, y'all had it out. Y'all talked about this ish several times on the show. Y'all have been talking about it outside of the show on your own social medias. Let it go. It's over. He done married the woman. They doing IVF. You know what I'm saying? You put him in jail. Allegedly, somebody did. It's funny how, and people did raise this point. It's funny how when he was going back and forth to Huntsville to see you, he never got caught up. But now all of a sudden, he didn't got caught up. And we know that Destiny can't stand for them two, Sunny and Moses, to be in Huntsville because she figures, why are they there? Especially when she had got word that they was looking for a house. And they did a viewing of Martell's house. That infuriated her. So everybody believes that she did something about it. Allegedly. And she may have. I mean, I don't put it past her. I mean, look at her track record. We do not put it past Destiny. So they had their words. Nell tried to cut into her a little bit and call her bluff and say, hey, Destiny, you should be good. You should have been got more than enough big D energy and this and that. And Destiny gonna say, why you say that? Why would you say that to me? Why would you address me? Because, B, you don't want to keep going on and on and on about this mess. Let it go. He did not want you. He picked who he wanted. So, yeah, I hated that Nell backed down on that because she should have kept going with her. Like, girl, you are starting to make yourself look away because you keep talking about this. Now it's giving desperate. It's giving bitter. And you should not let them live rent free in your head like this. Like they've moved on, planning a family, all this stuff. So, she get to clapping like how she always do. She's all bark and no bite. She even too scared to really pop off because, most people, even though they're scared to pop off, they'll pop off on the reality show because they know the stage people, the security or whatever, is going to pop out real quick. She don't even go so far as to pretend like she's going to really fight. She always walks away. So, in my opinion, she's all bark and no bite. She goes outside. Tisha goes out there to follow her. And she like, I can't do this. I can't do this. I can't tell because you keep bringing this mess up. If you hadn't brought it up, I very seriously doubt that Sonny would have brought it up. You keep bringing it up, Destiny. So it's letting us know that you're still there. You're still in that moment. And you mad. And you jealous that this man went ahead and married her. And then you all out in the parking lot, all in Tisha's face, saying, I meant that dog walk. I meant that dog walk, with this ugly expression. Stupid looking expression. Like you crashing out. Because you got mental issues. Mental health issues. Well, if you meant the dog walk so bad, go in there and dog walk her and quit talking about it. Go in there and dog walk her. Get in her face. Don't be out in the parking lot in Tisha's face. And Tisha, a good one. Tisha is such a good one because I would have been like, girl, if you don't get out of my face, you need to be in Sonny's face. That's the one you talking about dog walking. It's like, I know we cool and I know you drinking and everything, but girl, you need to really back up. You need to be in there telling her that, not me. So anyway, they go back in and they cut right to the chase to the wedding. Wasn't much going on at the wedding. Nell made sure that her son, Lance, facilitated that Mel and Martell are to be apart, but she does want them both in the front. And it looks like Mel was on one side, Martell was on the other. We saw all last week the sneak peek of Martell looking over at Mel like a damn stalker, a weirdo, gazing at the side of her face or whatever. Looking like, oh, I wish I still had her as my wife, or what. Only God knows what he's thinking, right? He always gets to things like this, like weddings and vow renewals and things like that, and start getting in his feelings. When you effed up your family, you effed up your situation. It's your fault. Now deal with it. Nell somehow messes up her ankle, probably from partying too hard or playing around at her bachelorette party, right, the night before. And speaking of bachelorette parties, the guys have the party at I don't know actually where they were, but Chris Fletcher has his bachelor party. They have a slew of dancers. These guys, woo! A lot of guys love dancers, but these guys, they really, really love these dancers. I don't know. It makes them feel like they're more important than what they are. They are gone on the P, if you know what I mean. When I say the P, they are gone on it. They don't care what woman it belongs to, okay? They like looking at it. They like to put their heads in it for let me tell it. They like the smell of it. They don't give a care who it's on. These guys are just like dogs. And it's disgusting. Marceau was standing in the back of the room, getting a clear view of the lady or whichever lady that was doing the dance at the moment. They be bent all the way over, okay? Which that's what they there for. That's what they paying them for or whatever. But I'm just saying he got a clear view while he's sitting back there acting like drinking a water. He got a clear view right up that girl's hoo-ha. All of them did, really. Fletcher is in the chair, obviously, because he's the man of the hour. And he looking like, ooh, It is utterly disgusting how these men are just completely gone on it. And they don't care who the pee is on, as long as they got a whiff of one. My voice is going in and out, sorry. Yeah, as long as they got a whiff of one, they good. But Maurice, everybody was kind of standing around. Like I said, everybody was kind of standing around and kind of getting a whiff and a bird's eye view of the dancer. But Maurice, this mofo is literally jumping around like a monkey. All he should have been doing was like how monkeys do. I mean, he had the bottle of water. He had the $2-3. He had can't make it rain with $2 or $3. You know what I'm saying? He jumping around and he was like a monkey for real. He was too excited. This guy really does have a addiction. Okay, he does. He's like a kid at Toys R Us. He's jumping around. He's excited. His eyebrows is all the way up his forehead. He's elated. Ooh, I ain't never seen that man so excited and happy and giddy. So anyway, going back to the wedding, they are all sitting there. It's Maurice, Kimmy, and then Martell comes in. He sits down. He clowning him about his suit. Looks like a priest collar, which, I think he's still, I don't know if he's actually collaborating with the guy or he's just buying suits off the rack from the guy, that suit maker that he was supposed to partner with. But anyway, they briefly talk about the night before, about the bachelorette and the bachelor party or whatever. And Maurice just still in awe, thinking about it like, ooh, it was fun time. It was a fun time. We had fun. We had a ball, yada, yada, yada. And Kimmy is so stupid. So stupid right here. She just looks dense when you see how much she just doesn't know. She really needs to look at these episodes, and I hope she does, so she can get a clear understanding of her husband. And it seems like she doesn't. It seems like she don't know her husband, or she don't know what he's capable of, or something. And when you get that many innuendos of your husband cheating or messing around or this or that, it's almost like, you would want to investigate. But it's almost like she doesn't know what she's dealing with Maurice, because, for example, if you got a husband or a boyfriend, and let's just use alcohol, for example. And let's say he's a heavy drinker. I won't call him a full-on alcoholic, but let's just say he drinks a lot. He's a heavy drinker socially, and then maybe he's drinking quite a bit when he's not like out and about. So, if he say, for example, he went somewhere and maybe the girlfriend or the wife didn't go, but he say, oh, well, yeah, I went here, I went there, or whatever. I didn't really have anything to drink. You know what I mean? Or maybe he said, I only had one drink. It would be like the wife or the girlfriend would be looking at him like, yeah, right. Because I already know you were a heavy drinker. You're almost lightweight alcoholic. You know what I mean? And they would look at them like that when they felt like, yeah, right, you cap. I already know you. You drink a lot. You get what I'm saying? So when Maurice was like, yeah, we had a good fun and good clean fun, or whatever he said. And it was like, instead of her kind of being condescending a little bit, like as to say, I ain't got nothing on you, but I already know what time it is with you. And, had to look at him like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? She did. And she kind of was like, yeah. Ours was kind of fun, too. Like, you really taking in what he's saying. Like, you really believe in that. It's like, these chicks is mad stupid, really, when it comes to their husbands. But I think they do it because they really don't want to find out the truth. Because the truth, like Martell have said, you got to make a choice. You got to make a hard ass decision when you find out some real effed up stuff about your man. And, it's almost probably better to stay in the dark about things. And it's hard. It's hurtful. But it's like, she was like, yeah, ours was kind of crazy too. Ours was a little fun, but at moments. But, Mel and Trisha had it out, and so did Sunny and Destiny. It's like, ugh. Anyway. And you saw Maurice kind of just feeding into it because he don't really want to talk about their night, right? He don't even want to go there with that. So he was like, really? Really? What? What happened? Mel and Trisha, what? Wow. And even Martell, he was like, what? I want to hear more about Mel and Trisha because nobody really comes for her too much. Hence why it seems like everybody made a point of getting that Mel this season. During the season and in the reunion, as we will see come next week. And like I said, it wasn't too much going on at the wedding. It was a little bit more banter between Maurice and Martell. Maurice is just trying to keep Martell on his good side because he really don't want Martell ranting and raving about his secrets, right? So he tries to keep him stable and calm, tries to pretend like he's a good friend still, only because he doesn't want his secrets out there. And Tisha walks in, and this fool actually daps Martell up, gives him a dap, gives him a what up. It's like, you talking to him? After last episode, you bettered him in all ways, and yet again he's talking mess about your wife. And two episodes, an episode and a half before that, he went off on you, saying you was fat, ugly, broke, called your wife slow, said she had been with people in the backseat of cars, and you are literally dapping him up. I ain't got no problem with Martell. None. It's like, really? These guys. Oh, these Scots is just garbage. Garbage. And speaking of garbage, Trisha tagged Shamar looking ass. And I'm going to see if I can put together a video specifically relating to Trisha, Ken, and Marquez, because that's a whole subject in itself. But Trisha, the ladies had kind of went off to the side talking at the wedding. Her hair looks like a fucking mop. Girl, run some heat through it. A flat iron, go get it done. Go get it cut properly. You know what I'm saying? Get some layers in it. Get it where it looks natural and not just like a freaking mop, like literally. The wig just looked choppy, thick, bulky, big, nappy. Was not flat. It was fly away like a mop. And she has the nerve to say, well, now that the trash is gone. Who is the trash? You are the trash. You dress trashy. You have a trashy disposition because you want every man that does not belong to you. You're not even with your ex, but you want him back because he don't belong to you no more. But you want him back. Which was a shocker. Because she the one always calling him stupid and dorky and saying he always trying to have a moment with his corny ass. But yet you had a text where you said you wanted him back. That's what I'm saying. Anybody that she can't have at that moment, she won't. She want Martell because Martell probably just hit, allegedly, and he don't want to have nothing to do with her no more. He didn't acknowledge you, and he would have kept it that way. You the one made it where, it came to pass that you guys have met before. Otherwise, he would have kept that a secret. He did not want to acknowledge you at all. You are probably one of them peasants that he was talking about, even though he was solely talking about coleslaw. But, you probably on his peasant list as well. You dress tired and funky and stank. I mean, I hate to go in on her, but I don't hate to go in on her because she deserves it. How dare you come on a show belonging to anybody, really, but she executive produces. You done allegedly slept with her man, and even if you didn't sleep with him, you done went up to her house, regardless if they were broke up or separated. You got a lot of balls to go up in any woman's house, not really knowing the full-on status of their relationship. You could have got hurt, depending on what woman and what city you in. You know what I'm saying? Some women gonna get caught up in these people's houses and get dealt with, if you know what I mean. Not necessarily murder, but, get their ass kicked for sure. So she's really brave to go up in these women's houses. You're going to come on her show and been in one of her houses and act like you don't remember who, what, where, what street, what day, the driveway, the color. You can't remember nothing. And then got the nerve to call her trash. Messing around with Ken before you even did away with your relationship with Marquez. Allowing this man to send you text messages of chocolate drops or whatever. You like chocolate. Instead of working on your marriage at that time. I mean, that man said he was going to leave and had to go. Okay, but I'm just saying, you good at getting with something or starting something up before other stuff is finished. And you got the nerve to call somebody trash when you dress like some type of trashy chick from a movie. Yeah, that had me floored. And yet again, the ladies are in a group circle talking about Mel. And Mel let it all hang out this season by saying what she wanted to say about each and every last thing she wanted to talk about, because they don't hold them up from saying anything about her. And she know that because why? She look at the show. She watched the confessionals. She know what time it is with these people. She know that they really don't like her. She know that they laugh in her face. So yeah, she want to say what she want to say about them. Oh well, deal with it. And she had to know, Mel did, once she insinuated that Maurice was cheating or have cheated or got lipstick on his face or his collar or whatever, she had to know Kimmy was going to be done with her. She had to know that. Mel is very smart. I'm quite sure she knew. So apparently she don't care about the friendship. I know she said she did. Couple of episodes back when they were over at Mel's house eating the tacos or the taco salad or whatever it was. She said she, really trying to keep that friendship going with Kimmy. It's a wrap. Once you insinuated that he cheated or has cheated or could cheat, it's over for her because, the scenario is too real. It's a lot of innuendos, a lot of rumors that she's not investigating and that she's overlooking. Just like Tisha. It makes it so bad. Everybody is now saying lightweight. Tisha pretty much kind of knows about certain infidelities, that Marceau has been a part of. But she looks over it. So,
and also, guys, the scene where Destiny... and Kimmy, Tisha, and Shamar was sitting out on the terrace. This was last week's episode at the relaunch party for one of Madani's products. It was some guy. I'm not sure who the guy was. I know when me and my sister was watching it, she said the guy that walked nailed down the aisle. One was Lance, and then the other guy was her other son. And I'm like, I thought they only had the two sons. But I don't know. You guys drop down in the comments if you knew who that guy was. But anyway, that same guy who walked Nail down the aisle, was also at the relaunch party. So I'm assuming he is related to Nail, I guess. I'm not even sure, but I believe it was the same guy, and he was sashaying by the ladies as they were sitting down at the table. He walked by. I guess they caught each other's eye, Destiny and the guy. She told him ultimately, and you need to stick around, or you need to stay, or something like that. And she kind of said it under her breath a little bit while everyone else was still talking, but they all were mic'd up, so it got picked up. And they showed the guy. He kind of was, blushing a little bit. He, I guess stayed back and kind of waited, or whatever. Maybe they actually started talking after the cameras were off, I'm assuming. And yeah, Kimmy said something about it, like, oh, you flirting, ain't you with Lance? Or something to that effect. I'm paraphrasing. I can't remember exactly what Kimmy mentioned. And when Kimmy mentioned it, Neil did say, I don't like it. I can't do nothing about it. I don't like it because she's dating Lance, but there's nothing I can do about it. She can do what she want to do. So Destiny has the gall, the audacity to actually flirt with someone in front of the guy that she's supposedly dating, mother, and thinking that the mother is not going to have a problem with that or say anything about it, and or tell her son about it. Of course she told her son about it. She probably told her son to, leave that alone. She's not trustworthy. She's disrespectful. She had the nerve to try to holler at the guy in front of me, thinking that, I wasn't going to say anything, or I wasn't going to say anything to you. That type of woman you don't need. So Lance probably wasn't serious about her anyway. But I figure, and then later on in the scene or the episode from this past week, Lance mentioned to her, like, oh, it's a bunch of people you like. And obviously his mother told him about it, which any mother would. You know what I'm saying? And she had a problem. And, the girls made fun of her, like, oh, you in trouble. It's like, this chick is so sad and pathetic. But later on, Lance and Destiny walk out of the wedding, and they go talk about it a little bit more. And she tells him, going forward, when you want to tell me something, pull me to the side. Do not do it in front of people. And he was like, I pretty much brought it up when I deemed it was necessary, or when I wanted to, for the most part. And she was like, she understands that, but going forward, if you want to tell me something, tell it to me. You don't have to do it in front of people. And I kind of get her on that, but Destiny pretty much gets what she deserves all around, because karma is a B. You know what I'm saying? She was a good person, then, I would agree, but she always doing something foul or saying something foul about somebody. So it's like, girl, you get what you get. You know what I'm saying? And he was like, however, whatever, is it true? Were you trying to holler at the guy in front of my mama? And she was like, no. Kimmy made a big deal of it. Blaming Kimmy. Do this bitch take accountability for anything? How is it Kimmy's fault? So you telling me if Kimmy had not said anything, that Nell wasn't going to say anything to her son? Is that what you actually think? Is that what you really think? Then she is truly dumber than she looks. Even if Kimmy hadn't said anything, this woman was going to go back and tell her son, like, you need to leave her alone. This girl don't have no respect. She doesn't respect y'all relationship or friendship or whatever. She had the audacity to holler at a guy in front of me. And, after they came from, outside by the bar, it looks like, Destiny and Lance, they walked back toward the wedding to go back in, having a little jokey moment, like, oh, it was a little stank or whatever she was saying. It's like, she had the nerve to say in her confessional that she I'm paraphrasing, but it's like she pretty much doesn't want to deal with Lance anymore because she needs someone that's emotionally intelligent. Is that laughable or what? This girl is the complete opposite of emotional intelligence. I don't even know if she has emotions. And if she does, try to use her emotions to her advantage to try to make people feel guilty. Try to gaslight people. She is diabolical, just like Martell. And she has the audacity to say she needs somebody with emotional intelligence. No, you need somebody that's going to spin the block and spin around on you just like you try to do other people so you can see how it feels. And Lance probably wasn't serious with her. No way. Lance seems like he, know what time it is. Besides that, he's light-skinned, cute, nice hair. He probably get the pick of the litter of the women that he want to date anyway. So he probably wasn't too pressed for Destiny. But for her to insinuate like she's not going to date him anymore or mess around with him anymore, I'm almost sure he's already put them shelves up in her box, in that storage unit box. How much you want to bet that he's already put them little 6 shelves, 3 on each wall, or maybe 4 on each wall, so she got a total of 8 shelves. I'm quite sure he's already put that shit up in that box. And so now she don't need him anymore. So now she can do away with him. That's what we working with. Someone who's so pitiful and so minute and so destitute on so many levels. All she wanted him to do was put up some shelves. That's what she needed him for. Now he can move on. That's what we working with when we working with Destiny. And she pretty much grew up in Huntsville. She always trying to rep Detroit every now and again. My city, my city. Girl, you are a Huntsville chick. You went to high school in Huntsville or somewhere in Alabama or whatever. Those are what you call the formative years. That's where you get your personality and, how you are because of what you're dealing with in your environment with the other people you're around, the other kids that you're around. You know what I mean? Your personality and integrity is innate, but for the most part, how you maneuver day-to-day life is where you are growing up in your formative years. So you may have been born in Detroit and had, here as a toddler or a really, really young kid, but your formative years, like a teenager, middle school and stuff like that, you was in Huntsville. What does that mean? It means that she was in Huntsville. That's where she got her core, personality from, dealing with the people out there or whatever. Because Destiny would have been got beat down badly by a group of chicks acting the way she acts down there with them if she was still up here in Detroit. Now, it's a bad group of people in all 50 states. You know what I mean? It's bad people everywhere. But I'm just saying, the way Destiny is, she would have been one of them girls who always had a story to tell about girls not liking her and girls fighting her and wanting to fight her and chasing her out of school and this and that. I know a ton of girls who have a ton of stories because they weren't liked. Always getting chased out of school, always getting jumped on. You know what I mean? Destiny seems like she would have been that type. But, her father did her a favor and took her down there where it was a little bit, lighter. That's why she's able to get in people like Tisha's face and be like, I'm going to dog walk her. Do you understand that? Do you understand that? Because if it had been anybody else, they would have been like, Destiny, put the drink down. Because you going a little bit too far. You all up in my face, in my personal space. I shouldn't even be smelling your breath right now. You need to tell that to her. You need to be trying to scare her, not me. You got your people mixed up. So, yeah. This episode was a hot mess. A for real hot mess. And then in closing, they go to Shamar's house, right? Shamar has an argument going on with Ken. Ken walks in, say, can we have a talk? She said, depending on what it's about, she talked through her damn teeth.
apparently they've had some beef or whatever before the camera started rolling, because it seemed like it was already tension. She already didn't really care to talk to him because she pretty much knew what it was about. That's why she said, depending on what it's about. Ken is fed up. He's starting to get fed up more and more. First of all, the Scots laid into him and really kept going in on him, making him feel stupid. Like, boy, she lies to you. Like, guy, she lies to you, my guy. Ain't that how Marceau talks? She can hurt you. She can hurt you. They didn't play that in his head. That he didn't, spun that in his head over and over again. Now he's starting to think, because he's starting to wake up, apparently. She plays him like a fiddle. He's starting to realize that. He basically wants her to come clean with whatever happened between her and Martell, so he can know what he's dealing with, what he's working with. He can know exactly what went on. And people like Marceau Scott and Maurice Scott, as well as Fletcher and who the hell ever else, can't come at him saying this and that and this and that, and she gonna hurt you, and haven't you been lied to enough, and don't you know you being lied to, and this and that. I mean, any man gonna be like, what the F happened, so I'll know. True enough, I shouldn't be mad about it because I didn't know you at the time, but in the same token, you change your story every time this ish comes up. What exactly happened? Give me the full-fledged story from start to finish, so I'll know. And so when guys come talking to me, the Scotts, Fletcher, whoever else, I can know what time it is. For real, for real. But she tries to play him like it's him and these people living rent-free in his head. When no, like he said, it's not that. It's because you keep lying about it. Then she keeps saying, I don't think about them. I don't think about them. You think about them. Girl, you do think about Martez. How is it that 4 years ago, you went up to his house, and here it is 4 years later, you're on the show, and you decided to drum up the question, wait a minute, how did Martell get my phone number? You know what I'm saying? How was he able to reach out to me? How did that happen? So you had to have been thinking back like, how did he get my phone number? You get what I'm saying? So you do think about Martell from time to time. Unless you're trying to say the producers had you do that. And either way, I would have been like, nah, I don't want to do that. Can we come up with something else? Because I don't want it to make it seem like I'm sitting around thinking about Martell. I am in a new relationship. You know what I mean? They have the option to go back and forth with the producers when they throw shit out there. And if they don't want to do it or whatever, they can say, no, I don't want to do that. Can we come up with something else? You know what I'm saying? So Trisha, whatever your name is, miss us with that, Shamar. Miss us with that. And that's why Ken went off on your ass and basically said, I'm gone. You're not going to keep making me think it's me when it's not me. And here it is. I know, and everybody else who watched the show know that you changed the story 11 times. Every time you bring it up or someone brings it up, the story changes. So you look guilty. You look like something went on. Whereas you constantly saying nothing happened. You caught an attitude because Martell ignored you and acted like he didn't know you. You felt away. And you felt away because you probably gave up the box. Anyway, they going back and forth. Ken say he out of there. He take care of all this stuff. He like, good luck. I take care of all this stuff. Shameless plug. He want everybody to know he take care of all her bills. You are the simp because you sitting up there taking care of all her bills. And the fact that Ken is acting like, everything is going to fall apart. She going to be on the side of the road. Dude, she is an engineer and has been an engineer, according to her, for 18 years. An engineer, that's not a slouch career. I mean, she may not be a Jeff Bezos with millions of dollars, but she should definitely be able to pay her mortgage and pay her bills, have food on the table and buy some clothes here and there. And we know she get her clothes from the costume shop, so shit ain't that much. Don't act like you paying all this stuff and she can't make it without you. You came to her with all that stuff. She had a car, regardless if it was broke at that moment or not. She had a car. She already had the house. And again, she is an engineer and has been one at the same company for 18 years. So mind you, I'm quite sure she's gotten raises and everything. So don't act like if you're not there, paying any bills, that she gonna be on the side of the road or her light's gonna get cut off. Dude, you're doing too much. You was the fool that was helping her pay all her bills, or the majority of all her bills, because you wanted to. You wanted to make it seem like you was such the boss. And she was letting your dumb ass do that. Now deal with it. Which Ken'll be back. Ken'll definitely be back. So that's pretty much the episode. I don't know. I give this episode out of 1 through 10. I'll give it an 8. I'll give it an 8. It's the gall for me as it relates to Destiny and Trisha / Shamar. I mean, they're too much for me. They are the saddest chicks on this show right now. The saddest. And then Kimmy is coming in a close third. You guys drop down in the comments. Tell me what you think. I do talk back. Like the video. Subscribe. And until next time, guys. Ciao.